Today I want to show you how I turned my kitchen counters from this to this. I wanted something brighter, so white was definitely on my mind. I found this white faux marble contact paper on Amazon for 15 bucks and figured, okay, let's give this a shot. At least I'll know whether I like the way it comes out, and if I don't, I can easily just rip that off, and that's $15 down the drain, no problem. I ended up spending a total of $30 on this project. Now here, I had watched lots of tutorials where people were cutting the pieces out first and then putting the contact paper on. I did it the opposite way because my counters are super curved. So I put the contact paper on and then just cut out the excess that I didn't need. Used a regular knife to cut the edges. I didn't buy any extra tools. I attempted to use a spatula, as you saw towards the beginning of this video. That didn't quite work out. What worked out the best was just using my fingers. Now on and just using the knife too to cut off any excess. On this back wall, you might see a yellow line. The contact paper is flush against the wall here. But that bottom part I'm going to caulk later, and I still need to paint that wall. So that's why it's like that. Now this part here was just the absolute worst. It came out so bad. I attempted to go around all these little fixtures and it didn't work out very well. It came out looking so ugly. I should have just taken everything out, but this contact paper had already been sitting there for a month, and I said, you know what, let's just get it done, because done is better than perfect. So this second piece, I wanted to go from the opposite end and then just have all of the ugly parts meet behind that sink. Right here, I'm just cutting out little slits so that the contact paper will sit in the grooves there. I ended up having to super glue all of that down because this is the sink part and the sticky was not holding up against the water. I'll have this contact paper linked in my Amazon storefront under Camper Revamp. Although I don't recommend this for curved counters, it is a really good product if you're just doing a flat surface like squares or triangles, something with straight edges. Here's some close-ups of the areas around the faucet fixtures. As you can see, they do not look good up close, but far away you can't even tell. I've had this now for 3 months and it's still holding up really well around those areas. The only areas that it's not is actually on the edge of the countertops where I looped it underneath. So I did run out of contact paper. I ended up having to purchase another roll. It was delivered the very next day, so no problem there. That's something that is cool about this one, is you can get same day delivery or next day delivery depending on what time you order it. So this one, because it's a pretty big piece, I did cut out what I needed first and then pasted it on instead of doing the opposite like I did earlier. Now, the kids were coming in and out. I washed this counter super well because I didn't want any crumbs or sand to get in, especially since this would be the main part of the counter that I'd be mostly using. So I think from the kids coming in and out, dust got on the countertop while I was doing this. So unfortunately, I couldn't do anything about those bubbles. I ended up just cutting little slits in it and it worked. You really can't tell the difference. Now on this part, it wasn't sticking again. I think maybe there was some grease from when I was cooking earlier. I was just trying to get this thing done. So I put some super glue on it to do it. And 1, 2, 3, voila. Look at how good this looks. Like, it came out so good. You can't even tell that there are imperfections from this far away. But once you zoom in, yes, you could tell those little bubble parts. I ended up just cutting slits in them and it worked, as I said earlier in the video, but I did want to make sure that I showed you guys those close-ups. This part right here also wasn't sticking. I'm pretty sure that there was moisture on it. So again, the way I fixed it is by just putting super glue and pasting it back on, and it works super well. I am so happy with how this project turned out. This bottom part, I had to cut a lot of slips because I said it did curve and there is that extra lip there. So right there, you can see I super glued that part too, but just not in this video, but I ended up getting a knife and just cutting a slit there so that it would actually sit flush against the countertop. Again, if you have curved countertops, I don't suggest this product. To fill in this part, I cut little pieces of triangles and put them in there. My kids were like, what are you doing that? Even my kids, my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old were like, that looks so bad. But I don't care. The way I justified this project is by saying, okay, you know what? I do like the way this marble countertop looks. So once all of this contact paper chips away or is just so ugly, I can't even stand to look at it anymore, then I'm going to actually paint the countertop with a faux marble painting kit that I did find off Amazon. They had really good reviews. I'm not going to link that one though in the storefront because I haven't tried that product, so I can't really say whether it's good or not. So right here is what I was talking about, where I ended up getting a knife and cutting that slit. I didn't do it along the entire countertop because there was like a black line after I did it in that first part. So I ended up just leaving it. But on this curve, I had to do it again. And then right here, there are a lot. I'm sure there was probably just a ton of dust particles underneath that countertop that I didn't clean very well. So I ended up having to super glue that part twice. The edge here, if you close up, it's not exactly flush. That part I don't care because I am going to end up caulking all of that as well. And then here is the line along the stove. That sits super flush. This is how the sink looks. I didn't bother doing the triangle pieces on the inside of it because why would I? Super happy with this project. If you like this video, consider subscribing, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.